Hello, and again, I am Mike Watt, and I'm talking to an empty room. And as threatened, this is my continuing series on our Exploitation Nation. All right, Exploitation Nation, issue 3. This is where I feel like the magazine really started to hit its stride. This is where I thought this is definitely where I want to go, and for a number of reasons. Number one, first and foremost, this was our Bizarro issue. This was about Bizarro fiction, Bizarro film. If you don't know what Bizarro is, pick this up because it talks all about it. And I had special guests on this one, Heather Drain and Splatterpunk Master John Skip. They wrote an article for me about Bizarro and what it is exactly. This also has a deep dive interview with the great filmmaker Rolf Konevsky. And I say great because Rolf's a lot of fun, and his films are unique. They have a great sense of humor. You can always tell when it's a Rolf film, especially there's nothing out there. And this was Mike Householder's big dive into this. Personally, and my favorite part of this is there's a lengthy interview with Steven Sayadian. Now, if you don't know who Steven Sayadian, his pseudonym for many, many years was Rinse Dream. And if that name might strike a bell, it's because you've seen Cafe Flesh, or you've seen Dr. Caligari, or you've at least heard of these things. I had been looking to do an interview with Steven Sayadian since I started at GC Magazine in 1997, I think. God, it's been that long. Steven Sayadian he has made some of the wildest films. If you've seen Dr. Caligari, you know what I'm talking about. I've been searching for Rinse Dream for Steven for a long time. I could not find any information. He wasn't online, anything like that. It was either Heather Drain or Mike White who turned Steven on to me, as a matter of fact. I'd given up looking for him, and then I got an email out of the blue from him, and we became really close friends over the years. At least I like to think so, considering we haven't met in person yet, but we do talk. And he has been an influence on my work for an awful long time. He was a big influence on Bill Homan's work. If you've seen some of our earlier films like Neck Up, with people sliding in the frame, that sort of thing, that was all because of Steven, though we didn't understand why he was doing it at the time. This is why this issue is specifically important to me, because it's signed by Steven Sayadian, and I asked him to do that. And you know what? And I'm not ashamed to do that either, because I got into this journalism game and filmmaking game as a fan, and I'm going to continue to be a fan. I try not to let that venture into being starstruck or unprofessionalism, but we all have our days. And I will continue to seek out people who fascinate me and whose stories and journeys I want to tell and read about. So that's what Exploitation Nation is.